What's going on, everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my post week 14 NFL Power Rankings 2022. Let's begin. So coming in at number 32, I still have the Houston Texans, who were able to give a very legitimate scare to the previous ranked number 2 Dallas Cowboys in my power rankings. And the Texans, they were down to their third string quarterback, and they almost pulled it out, but they came up short. Coming in at number 31, I have the Bears, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 30, I have the Broncos. Russell Wilson had his best game as a Bronco yet, and then he got hurt. But that is something positive to look out for the Broncos. More on that game once I get to the Chiefs. Coming in at number 29, I have the Raiders, who choked Thursday night against the Rams. And then coming in at number 28, I have the Rams. Baker Mayfield, obviously the story of that game. They were down 16-3 with about 10 minutes left in the game, and the Raiders had possession of the ball. That game looked pretty much over, and the Rams actually came back. Mayfield led back-to-back drives to win the game. Awesome win for Baker Mayfield, and they may have just ended the Raiders' playoff hopes. Coming in at number 27, I have the Saints, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 26, I have the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's probably tore his ACL. It's not for sure yet, but it's very likely, and that's the fear. And he's probably gonna miss the rest of this year, and he could miss a lot of time into next year. Tough loss for the Cardinals. On top of then the injury. Coming in at number 25, I have the Colts, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 24, I have the Falcons, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 23, I have the Packers, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 22, I have the Panthers, who were able to get the upset win over the Seahawks at CenturyLink Field, which was pretty surprising. They're only a game back from the Bucs, and they already have tiebreaker with them. They control their destiny. Coming in at number 21, I have the Jaguars, who were able to get the win over the Titans, their division rival. Trevor Lawrence may have had his best game as a Jaguar yet. Coming in at number 20, I have the Steelers. Kenny Pickett got hurt early in this game, and Mitchell Trubisky came in and lost the game, basically. They could not get anything going offensively throughout most of the game, and Trubisky threw 3 picks, and that game pretty much ended the Steelers' playoff hopes. Coming in at number 19, I have the Browns, who lost to the Bengals. Their playoff hopes are pretty much over after that loss. Coming in at number 18, I have the Seahawks, who, like I mentioned, had that weird loss to the Panthers. Their defense could not stop the Panthers and Sam Darnold and company, and now they got a very tough couple of games. They have the 49ers and then the Chiefs. All of a sudden, they may be sitting at 7-8, but it's still been a great ride for this Seahawks team, proving a lot of people wrong, even if they don't win another game. Coming in at number 17, I have the Buccaneers. Tom Brady got his ass whooped 35-7. Their offense looked terrible in this game. He could not get anything going. More on the Niners when we get to the Niners. Tough, very bad for the Bucs, but fortunately for them, they're still first place in their division, despite having a 6-7 record. Coming in at number 16, I have the Titans, who, as I mentioned, lost to the Jaguars, but they're still first place in their division at 7-6, but I think they need to make a change at quarterback. Coming in at number 15, I have the Giants, who just got blown out by the Eagles. Did not see a blowout like that coming. Coming in at number 14, I have the Lions, who were able to get the massive upset win. Well, actually, I picked the Lions to win, and apparently so did Vegas. Vegas had the Lions as 2-point favorites in this game, so it's not an upset, actually. Lions got the win, big win for them, and their playoff hopes are still very much alive after that win. Coming in at number 13, I have the Jets, who had another tough loss now, this one against the Bills. They were scratching and clawing their way back into this game, but a late fumble pretty much was the nail in the coffin. Even though they were able to make it a one-score game and get the ball back, it was insurmountable. But, they really beat themselves in this game, or maybe not beat themselves, but really blew some opportunities in this game where they could have had a chance to win in the end. Coming in at number 12, I have the Patriots, who got the big win over the Cardinals Monday night in Phoenix. State Farm Stadium. It's an impressive win for the Patriots, but still, there's something off about this team, but it is an impressive win, and to add to it, they are currently in the playoffs if the season were to end today. Coming in at number 11, I have the Commanders, who had a bye week this week. Coming in at number 10, I have the Chargers, who got that big win over the Dolphins. Sunday night game they definitely needed to win. Well, they didn't absolutely have to have it, but to keep pace with the Jets and Patriots, you definitely want to win that game, and they did it. Justin Herbert played a very good game. The Charger defense surprisingly played really well against the Dolphins offense. That was an impressive win for the Chargers, and they're starting to get their guys healthy again. Coming in at number 9, I have the Ravens. As I mentioned earlier, were able to beat the Steelers. They got the win with their third-string quarterback because Tyler Huntley left that game with a concussion, I believe. But Anthony Brown, the third-string quarterback, was able to come right in and finish out the game and win them the game. He came in, I believe, in mid-second quarter or early third quarter. Coming in at number 8, I have the Dolphins. They lost now to the Chargers. They got another tough one now against the Bills. All of a sudden, this team could be 8-6 and be getting pressed for a playoff spot. Coming in at number 7, I have the Bengals, who, as I mentioned earlier, were able to get the win over the Browns. Bengals defense is looking really good, and what was impressive is this Bengals run defense has, I felt, was the main weakness of this defense, but now they shut down Nick Chubb. So in the last few weeks, they shut down Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. Yeah, this Bengals run defense is actually very good because they're shutting down the best of the best when it comes to NFL running backs. Coming in at number 7, I have number 6, excuse me. I have the Vikings, who, as I mentioned earlier, lost to the Lions. Their defense was terrible in this game. Kirk Cousins threw for over 400 yards, and Justin Jefferson had over 200 yards alone in this game. But obviously, it was not enough to get the win. And there's just something off about this Vikings team, and I think it's fair to question, can this team win in January? Coming in at number 5, I have the Cowboys, who almost lost to the Texans there, the worst team in football, and they almost lost to them when the Texans had their third-string quarterback. It took a 98-yard drive with a few minutes left for them to win that game. I think this is, usually I'm a guy to say a win's a win, but this is a concerning one because this is a game I think that really the Cowboys should have won big. This is supposedly the best defense in the NFL, and the fact that the Texans were even able to put 23 points on the board with Jeff Driscoll at quarterback and all the other issues they have on their offense is pretty concerning, and the Cowboys offense was very erratic in this game. This Cowboys team is very hard to figure out. Coming in at number 4, I have the Bills. A lot of people are down on them, and look, I think the Bills definitely got overhyped coming into this year, but I think it's a little unfair saying they almost lost to the Jets. The Jets are a very good team. The weather was rough. Their defense stepped up. I think the Bills are fine right now, but I think they're finally coming back down to earth after all that annoying hype about them coming into the year. Coming in at number 3, I have the 49ers, but, obviously it was a great win, but the dominating headline in this game is definitely Deebo Samuel getting hurt. At first it looked like he could be out for the year, but thankfully he could be back before the playoffs even start, which is very, very promising for them. But in terms of the game, obviously they won 35-7. I expected them to win this game. And not maybe in that fashion, but I did expect them to win. It was in San Francisco. It was in Santa Clara. They were playing at home. They're the better team. But the impressive thing about it really too is Brock Purdy. In his first NFL start, he was just cooking that Bucs defense, and he showed a lot of poise in that pocket, staying in the pocket and making the throws despite taking these tough hits. And he was very accurate, which is very encouraging for a 7th-round pick rookie to be able to make those throws in the pocket like that and hit them in pinpoint situations in a pressure game. Very impressive for the Niners, and yes, they're very much still a Super Bowl contender. Coming in at number 2, I have the Chiefs. They got off to a 27-0 lead and wound up only winning the game 34-28. But a win's a win, and you got to remember the Broncos are a divisional rival of the Chiefs. It was in Denver. The Broncos always like to play the Chiefs tough, and the Chiefs now have beaten them 14 straight times, but a lot of those games were close games. But I'm not concerned with it as a Chief fan. It's good to see Jerick McKinnon having a breakout 2-week span. The last couple of weeks he's been playing really, really well. And once they get McCole Hardman back and Kadarius Toney back, remember these two guys haven't been playing the last couple of weeks. Once they get those guys back, this offense is going to be even better. Coming in at number 1, I have the Eagles. No question here. They just blew out the Giants. The Eagles are the best team in football right now. They can beat you in so many different ways. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up against the 49ers if they do indeed play in the playoffs. Comment down below what you guys think about all this. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.